welcome to Think.Make.Start Batch 17 Demo Day. This is Belinda. She is she is a Tomb Startup consultant, and she has been a coach with us for 4 batches.
Yeah, and I also want to introduce my lovely co-host to you. This is Ian. He is not only the project lead at Think.Make.Start, but he's also a doctoral student at the Chair for Materials Engineering of Additive Manufacturing. That was a tough one. And yeah, he has even participated in Think.Make.Start as a student.
Made it all the way here. And so now... Thank you. Way too kind. So now we have a little tradition at Think.Make.Start. We have a couple of chants. We're going to try one of them today. So there's a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, so I think this should not be a problem. So Think.Make.Start! That's not bad. No. Let's try that again, though, because a little bit more emotion, okay? Think.Make.Start! Think.Make.Start! Now that's the volume we're going for. Perfect.
Okay, so some of you in the audience might wonder what Think.Make.Start is all about. So Think.Make.Start is a product development course that lasts for 10 days. And within this course, the students get taught the methodology of design thinking with the concept of the double diamond. And they also use a data-driven approach. That means that they either base their insights on data sets or they conduct interviews in order to create those insights. And that leads to some of our students standing on Marienplatz and asking loads and loads of people multiple questions to one specific topic.
And they get treated like weirdos sometimes. So we're still working to fix that. But more importantly, it's not just about developing products. It's also about fun. It's about networking. It's about working in teams with people from all disciplines from Tomb. Yeah, you're working in an interdisciplinary way with looking at problems with 5 different perspectives. And this creates really, really amazing results. So with that, I say that you have now a profound understanding, at least in words, of what Think.Make.Start is about. But we have a rule here at Think.Make.Start, which is to show and not just tell. So we would like to show you a video of what the demo day should look like.
Awesome and build some cool stuff.
Shall we start? Yeah!
Yeah, and this is what you can look forward to now. In order for you to know how we will spend the next 2.5 hours, first of all, we have some pitches coming up from our teams that have really hard work, that put in really hard work the past 10 days into their projects. So we are very much looking forward to that. And then later on, the audience can not only see, but also test the products in the prototype fair. And then at 4:30, we gather back in this room and we will have the award ceremony.
A little bit about the numbers behind the batch. So we had over 140 applicants, and out of those, 47 students have formed 9 amazing teams that, well, worked their way, iterated their way, definitely not slept their way through today, which is the pitch and the minimum viable product. And again, you can get to interact with those later during the product fair. Shall we just get started? No.
Well, I just wanted to quickly tell you what could happen after Think.Make.Start. If you want to continue, why is it not working? Thank you. If you want to continue with your project, or if you have met some amazing peers and you want to start another idea with them, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at TUM Startup Consulting. We are happy to support you on this way. And here you can see a couple of pictures of some teams of the previous batches that have actually continued with their projects. And one of them is ANGSA. That is a team that is working on a trash picking robot, and they just had the great news that they raised a 2.5 million investment. So, woo!
Yeah, and one other thing I would like. If you can go back one slide.
Yeah, sure.
I promise. We actually wrote down what we wanted to say. We say that we looked at the 9 teams, right? But it's not about these 9 teams. Now, some teams may continue with their idea as is, but there's 40 other really talented students who have gone through this experience and learned about product development, and you can totally take these insights and form new teams afterwards and pursue new ideas, new products. And this is very much something that I enjoyed as a student and still very much love really teaching that and making that happen. So now I would like to talk about the quick tradition. So at the demo day, we have a panel of experts as our jury, and they come from different disciplines, some business, some tech. They will actually introduce themselves because they can introduce themselves much better than I could. And so I would like to invite you to give a round of applause while we invite our jury on stage. And in true TMS fashion, there will be time boxed because developing something in 2 weeks is really difficult. So they each get 30 seconds to showcase how to time box properly.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Peter Meyer. I'm a professor for materials engineering of additive manufacturing here at TUM. I'm also the academic director of the TUM Venture Lab, Additive Manufacturing. And so it's all about finding motivated students who are eager to found some new companies. And I'm really looking forward to see your ideas and evaluate them. So good luck.
Hello, my name is Alice Steinhausen. I'm from the Zeitler Forschungsstiftung. We are supporting the Think.Make.Start and the Makerspace, I think now from the beginning. And I have seen so many startup projects, and I'm very lucky to be here, and I'm looking forward for the new ideas from this 17 pitch. Thank you.
All right, so shall I wait, or you were so quick? So my name is Flo. I'm running the Makerspace, and a full Makerspace is a good Makerspace. So this week I was extremely happy to see many of you working, and I can feel the creativity again and the energy that you bring. It's just, I'm super excited, to see what you have built, and it's great that you are courageous and taking this step and trying entrepreneurship, try to design, construct, build things. Everything we see has been built by other people. So we people, we are the only ones who can change it.
Hi, my name is Eleonore. I'm the founder of Beworm. We're developing a novel recycling technology for plastics using worms and bacteria. And actually, my journey started here at Think.Make.Start. This was the first stage I ever pitched on. So I'm really happy to be back and curious to see what you guys have to offer.
Perfect. Then you can take your seats again, get comfortable, because we will now jump into the pitches already. So we would like Team Urbix to prepare themselves for their pitch. All right. Good luck, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're Team Urbix. We're here to make your life easier with robotic solutions. First, I want to take you back to your first semester. You just moved to Munich. It's the first weeks of your first lectures, and you've made new friends. It's 8 guys, because you study mechanical engineering. And there's Sophia. She's good looking, she's smart, and she actually talks to you too. You and your friends, you want to go to Englische Garden tonight, and you think it's the perfect opportunity to ask Sophia out for a date. Oh, and there comes Sophia, and your mouth is dry, you're shaking, you haven't built up the courage yet. You would need some liquid courage, right? But where would you get a beer now? The next supermarket is 15 minutes away, the kiosk too. If you leave now, by the time you go there and back, Tobias, the business guy, might talk to her. So the next 15 minutes seem like the most valuable moments of your life. This is the problem we're trying to solve. 80% of all Germans go to parks. They go there to enjoy themselves, to do sports, to have fun. They don't go there, and they don't want to spend the time buying beverages and carrying them there. So we've built a delivery robot which delivers beverages when you need them. And we're happy to introduce Ludwig to you. My friend Isil is going to show you how to use Ludwig. First off, he approaches Ludwig, the robot stops and recognizes Izzet. Izzet then takes his phone to pre-approve the transaction, and this opens the lid of Ludwig. He can take out as many bottles as he likes, and our automatic system recognizes how much he takes out and automatically charges for him. When he closes the lid, he gets automatically charged, he can go, the robot drives on, and Izzet is happy. Izzet, how do we make money with this?
So, really good question. How do we go for it? What's our strategy? After we carefully analyzing and making the estimations and the calculations, we figured out that our first customer group will be the kiosks, 30 to 40,000 kiosks in Germany, which are uniquely located next to green areas and parks which enable us to reach our target group easily and quickly as possible. So, but what's going to be our revenue stream? And during these calculations, we figured out that subscription and directly product selling will be our main revenue streams. So the subscription that during the peak months that the kiosk can come and subscribe to the product that we wanted to give it. So how the future will look like for us. So we are aiming for 2025. By the 2025, we wanted to reach our first customer. During the days that what we are showing right now, the first prototype, go for pilot projecting and go for building the autonomous driver. Every great thing has a great team behind. So this is our great team, who made this idea in reality. So use Ludwig in the parks and spend the valuable time with your friends or with Sophia, or come with us in our booth. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, working? Okay.
Any questions?
Really nice presentation. So good job on that one. Question, how are you going to protect us from all the drunk people in the English garden?
Thank you very much. That is a very good question, and we have put considerate thought into this. Let me just quickly switch to the slide that we prepared to prevent vandalism. So we're approaching a twofold approach, which is on the one side, getting the people emotional about the product, educating them how it actually works, what it uses, how to use it, so we don't end up like O-Bike, who just flooded the city with yellow bikes, and they ended up in rivers because nobody knew how to use them. And on the other side, we're going to design our product heavy. We're going to design it to be hard to grab, but at the same time, we're going to install an alarm system that detects unusual acceleration, that detects lifting of the product, which will issue a notification to the kiosk owner or the nearest person nearby, and at the same time, a warning tone that prevents people from actually vandalizing our product.
Okay, nice. just one additional question.
Yeah, please.
And how is it going to move if the English garden is as crowded as it usually is?
So what we're aiming at is an autonomous driving robot, which has obstacle detection. And we think that technology is as advanced that it is possible to navigate the English garden even if it's crowded. At the same time, at the beginning, we would like to let Ludwig drive on predefined routes. So it's going to drive a route around the, maybe we have a slide for that, around the Schwabinger Bach, where there's walking paths, and people could just approach him, stop him, and get their cool drinks, snacks, whatever.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, yes. I have a question about the empty bottles. I mean, why you don't put an add-on on this and you can recycle the empty bottles too? I mean, that would be a good idea for the English garden too.
In English garden,
each park.
Oftentimes I don't have the problem to get rid of the empty bottles because there's Pfandsammler who collect the bottles, and we don't want to interfere with them. But there is absolutely a question that we could address. What we currently are thinking of, or what we already have implemented, is something to collect the bottle caps. So maybe in the future, ANGSA robotics is obsolete.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Obix. I'm very thankful that the pandemic is gone and we can actually enjoy our time in the park. And now, ready? And now we welcome to the stage CraftSense.
Thank you all for being here today. We are CraftSense, and we enable craftsmen to stay safe. Meet John. John is an electrician, and over the years he's experienced, and he himself has had many accidents with ladders. So it's quite obvious that he is extremely interested and aware in safety for himself and his employees. But the problem is, John lacks a simple and reliable solution, a simple and reliable ladder that ensures his safety during work. And John is not the only one with this problem. 50,000 ladder accidents are reported among craftsmen every year in Germany alone. And the dark figure is 4 to 5 times higher. Why? Because workers avoid reporting the accidents because they don't want consequences with their supervisors, insurances, and the clients. 10,000 euros is the average cost that falls upon the insurances for every reported accident. And the worker himself will probably miss a few months of work due to sustained injuries. We drilled down into the underlying issues why these ladder accidents happen. First, we have a wrong angle, a wrong setup angle due to which the ladder falls or slips. Second, we have insufficient grip. Even though the ladder angle is correct, the ladder slips on slippery surfaces. And third, due to overreaching beyond the frame of the ladder, the person falls. This is where GripMate comes into play. It features an LED strip that guides the user to a safe setup angle. It features redesigned feet that do not slip no matter how slippery the surface. And a weight balance alert that goes off if you lean too far over.
Perfect. So how will we conduct our businesses? So we as CraftSense will source the ladders from ladder manufacturers and then integrate the safety features into our ladder and then prioritize 2 sales channels, either the direct one and sell to the craftsman directly or to a wholesaler who then sells it to the end user. What is our relevant market? It's for the market entry, it's the DACH market, which presents a sum of 44 million euros. However, it's important to note that international market expansion is vital to our business case, especially in the developing regions such as the BRICS. As you can see on this chart, our competition there's competitive rivalry with many established leather manufacturers. However, what you can also see is that there's still a need for product innovation. And this is where we come into play. So a consumer-centric solution with active warning system. This is our team. We're consisting of 3 brilliant engineers and 2 business experts. And together we are Craftsens. Invest in us and keep craftsmen safe. Thank you for your attention.
Any questions?
So I think this is really cool feature, and have you thought about how much it would cost to integrate it into the existing products? What's the price point roughly?
Yes, so we went into some in-depth research and tried out many solutions and many possibilities, and in the end it will be a price up of around 10% on existing ladders. So for a 400 euro ladder, that would be an end price of 440 euro.
Okay, so 10% roughly. And what do you think? How much is a down day for a worker that fell off a ladder?
Pardon?
How much does it cost the company if a worker is out of business for a day? What do you think?
Well, we target small craftsmen businesses. So when they only have 5 employees and one of them is missing, that's a giant cost. And the exact value I can get.
Maybe I can support here. So if you say on average they work 8 hours, they get a 20 euro loan salary. So it's 160 euros a day. Let's round it out to 200 a day. But the problem is that if you have an accident, maybe you're not just out one day, you're out multiple days, and then you have to like extend everything falls in the end, and then you have other costs and you keep your clients unsatisfied. And also you have insurance costs. So it's not just one stakeholder, it's usually 3 stakeholders involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. So I think the math makes sense here. Thank you.
Okay. Another question, is it adaptable to each leather, or is it, because I think they have different, winkel?
Yes, it's adaptable to each leather. We build it like this, that we can manufacture it like in existing leathers. So yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, really clever idea. Thanks. So the craftsmen, they have their own pride. So some might think I don't need any assistance. I know how to place my leather. How do you convince them to use your technology?
Yes, that's a very good question. We experienced that same issue when we conducted the interviews. So what we found is that currently about roughly 25% of the craftsmen are interested and would buy this. And we already calculated this percentage of 25% into our market calculations. Yeah, the market calculations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you very much, Craftsens. Now I hope that every craftsman in Height is working safely. And next up is the team Inflammate.
So, imagine you wake up one day and the world as you know it is no longer how it was. The simple tasks such as meeting up with friends, doing your groceries, walking, or maybe just leaving your bed seems like big challenges. This was my reality in 2021 when I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a disease that causes inflammation on joints. And the only feeling or description I could give to this whole situation would be that I felt that my whole life was out of control. My main challenge is to recognize inflammation on time. And actually, if you don't manage to do so, you can even get inflammation in other organs and even get nerve damages. Because of this, I struggle daily with my planning as I'm not really aware how my day will turn out to be like. And I'm also more exposed for the need of aggressive medication like cortisone, which has many side effects like mental health issues and also high blood pressure and also immune system problems. This is where we come in. As I knew also this problem is the problem of other 350 million people worldwide, I knew we needed to do something. We are Inflammate. We're offering a healthcare solution for reuma patients. How are we empowering them? We're bringing a device that is helping them track their daily and in real time inflammation percentages by adapting one device that is measuring the body temperature and one that is tracking the joint temperature. How are we doing this? So I'll proceed to move this device that is tracking my joint temperature to this joint that we preheated in order to show the events, and you can see in our app how the real-time monitoring of the temperature change looks like. These are our key differentiators. We're providing reuma patients with real-time monitoring, which will help them prevent the need of aggressive medication, and at the same time, we will reduce diagnostic delays. You might be wondering, who is our market? We'll first focus on a service-obtainable market of approximately 2 million reuma patients in Germany. This will account for approximately 140 million euros. However, this is a very scalable number as our product is also scalable to other inflammatory disorders. What is our business model? We are counting with a B2C to B business model. What does that mean? We'll sell our product to patients and their insurance providers will pay for the costs. We know that in order to get medical certifications, we need to wait sometimes, especially for our product, it would be between 8 months and 1 year, which is why in the meantime, we will also sell our product to interested patients. Now you might be wondering, what are these Inflammate's people next steps? What we will do is first further develop our product, try to minimize it in size, then conduct the necessary clinical trials, launch in our beachhead market, which would be in Bavaria. We are supported by the Deutsche Rheuma Liga patients. Finally, we'll patent our technology and we will launch successfully. So we are Inflammate. We're empowering reuma patients one measurement at a time. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the very nice presentation. So, what is the technology behind? So you're measuring the temperature of the joint. Is that how you indicate the inflammation?
So there are different biomarkers. For the simplicity and time constraint we had with targeted temperature, but actually we can even show the slide. The backup slide. Usually inflammation is detected with temperature. And here we can see, I even did it today, when one of your joints is inflamed, the temperature can even go 1 or 1.5 degrees more than a normal joint. So it's an accurate measure, but in the future we would like to target like other proteins or other measurements that can be tracked from sweat. But
okay.
Futuristic view.
Yeah, because my thoughts about the temperature measurement is how would you protect your IP? It's relatively simple to measure the temperature, so others might copy your idea.
Yeah. Do you want to add on something? Yeah.
So what basically happens is like every company that you have like 10 smartwatches in the market, and every watch will have their different way of sensing it. So a biomarker is something that you biologically engineer to measure something. So if there's something that we have perfected along the way with more accurate statistics, then I think we would have an edge in the market with this.
Okay, thank you.
in the future, we will also apply big data to the customer to provide a more precise and a more individualized estimates. So this will also be our advantage edge.
So you were talking about a patent. What part of the technology you think is actually patentable?
Like the process of from measuring like 2 points from like the buy and the joint, like the whole process of estimation in this way was not done in the business domain at all. So like how we specifically are targeting using like currently we're using infrared technology for estimating not only like the object's temperature but also like the ambient temperature, so that we have like more robust data on like what's like the environment that we're being measuring on, what's the reference body temperature, that's what actual joint temperature. So like we're thinking of patenting how like to benefit from this device in addition to the data to make robust estimates on the estimations of the inflammatory reaction.
Okay.
Yes, and other than this system, we choose the temperature because this is the most reachable technology for us in 10 days. There are also other technologies like sweat patch, which is also non-invasive that detects some proteins in the joints. So we can combine multi-modular to make it.
Yes. Sorry, I started that. It's really important to remember to the time box itself, but most importantly, remember that you can also talk to the teams at the product fair. So you have any more questions about how it works, why they chose the way to build it as it is. So that's definitely something you can do. And I really hope that team continues because I think there's a ton of people that they can actually help. And with that, I would like to welcome to the stage Spine Align.
Then, again, hello everyone. We are the team of Spinal Line. And before I start, I want to ask you all one short question. Who of you experienced back pain at least once in their life? Please raise your hand. Oh, wow. So as you see, you are definitely not alone with this problem. And also, my colleague Alex here suffers regularly from back pain. But what is the problem behind this back pain and the reason? So actually, there are 3 problems. First, a static sitting position over a long time. Secondly, a wrong and unhealthy seating position. And lastly, no breaks from sitting. And this is what we want to change. And according to recent studies, about 85% of Germans suffer regularly from back pain. And this is what we want to do and change with our solution. Then we want to introduce movement into everyday sitting.
So, but how do we want to introduce movement into everyday sitting? Let me introduce to you our solution, which we are very proud of. With Spinalign sensing technology, which can be integrated into existing traditional office chairs, we're able to help your and your back's health. Let me walk you through the details there. Firstly, with our fabric sensors, we are able to map your sitting pressure during a longer sitting session, and based on that data, we can respond with haptic feedback to solve the problems we mentioned before. So firstly, the haptic feedback reminds you to take frequent breaks, to stand up, or even better, go for a walk. Secondly, it alerts you when your sitting position is too unhealthy. Let's say you are very hunched over while soldering here during TMS. And thirdly, we don't want you to sit too long in a very static position. We also have a short demo, this chair here. As you can see, when Annemarie sits into the chair in one static position, after some time, when the lights turn red, she gets a haptic feedback, a vibration from the cushion, which reminds her to change the position. You must know this light is only for demonstration purposes because you cannot see the vibration or hear it from the outside. And also this time would not be only these 5 seconds until the feedback comes, but rather 10 to 15 minutes, which is the recommended amount of time to change sitting positions according to current research. So back to the slide. These are our unique selling points here. So the active sitting, the personalized feedback, and the reminders to stand up and go for a walk.
Yes, so now let us have a short look into our competitors. As you see, right now there's not much solution on the market to tackle all the three problems Alex and probably many of you have. So maybe you now asked, how do we want to make money with this solution? We want to, and this is our amazing team. I think this is way more important.
Yeah, so thanks so much. And I, as a tall person, I have definitely experienced that. So I would be a first customer. How do you actually want to make money?
Thank you for this question. So we want to sell our technology to chair manufacturers so that they can build in this technology to their existing product lines, and we can therefore reach as many people as possible.
So it would not be a retrofit, you would directly go to the chair manufacturers and integrate it there?
Yes, that's right. Because we are good in building technology and not ergonomic chairs.
Okay. And would it be, would you patent your solution then and they would pay you a license fee? Or how have you envisioned to commercialize?
So our goal would be that we build the technology and the sensing mechanism, what you saw in the slides before, and then sell this whole technology throughout the world and then to the customers directly.
Okay, thank you.
What exactly is this special technology? I mean, to measure the pressure, it's not new.
So for us right now in this minimal viable product, it's pressure, or rather a film that is sensitive to mechanical stress. This is very often used in wearable devices. So this fits very well with the cushion design of the chair because it does not need a lot of space and can be built into it without affecting the ergonomics there. And from there, with this raw data, we have algorithms to analyze so the posture. The data there obviously needs to be collected since it's very personalized, but also the active sitting is relatively implemented relatively well already in this simple prototype, but can be improved as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So why don't you switch to a simpler system that just reminds you every 15 minutes to change your position? You would need no sensors at all.
I mean, we have all tried reminders for workouts or stuff like that. And if it reminds you all the time, no matter if you do it or not, it gets dull and boring. But if it only reminds you in case you really need it, then it's maybe more effective. You can try it out later at our booth.
So you said you're going to build the technology and then add it to the chairs that are existing, but there are 100,000 different chairs out there. So how you're going to handle that heterogeneity?
So we wanted to target these high-end chair producers for the reason that they're always looking for this competitive advantage in the market, and they're often technology-driven. So we see them as a target customer to launch our product with. So high-end chair producers.
Thanks.
Thank you, Team Spinaline. Watching the audience a little bit after your educational talk, I saw many of you adjusting your seating position, so that had a very good effect already. And next up is the Team Funzo.
Can you relate to this picture? I'm sure you can. Because on average, Germans visit almost three festivals per year. imagine yourself in this situation. You're sitting with your friends. It's a beautiful sunny day, but there is a problem. And what's the problem? Yet your drinks are not cold enough. According to our research, 66% of people are not happy with the current cooling systems. But I think we have a solution for that, don't we, Bernie?
Yes, we do. Introducing DICE, our smart portable cooling system for drinks. Which cools your drinks within minutes without requiring any external power. It's really simple to operate. Just fill the drawer up with dry ice, which is frozen CO2 at minus 78 degrees, which provides very rapid cooling, and close up the drawer. For your safety, the drawer will stay locked until the dry ice is fully dissolved. Then put in the drinks on top, and they will pop out at just the right drinking temperature, so to prevent them from freezing. Now, for refilling the DICE, we will ship with every unit a pair of gloves for handling the dry ice, as well as a detailed instruction manual explaining the safe handling and operations for dry ice.
Dry ice, dry ice, dry ice. Where can we buy dry ice? There are special stores around Munich where you can buy dry ice, and more feasible, you can just order online at your doorstep. But for our pilot project, we are going to target the biggest festivals happening in Germany, where we'll have our own booth, where you can bring our product and we'll fill out for you. Let's take a look at the current solutions available in the market. You have the mini fridges and cool boxes. And why did we come up with this solution? That when you compare it with our product, you realize that we not only reduce your dependence on electricity, but we cool down your drinks in a couple of minutes, and we give you the capacity to cool down your drinks for 3 to 4 days without refueling. Then we look at our business model. We have B2C model. So we have our own e-commerce store. You can purchase the product online and we'll deliver it to you at your home. And as I already explained, that we have the pilot project. So we are going to be the dry ice vendors as well. Then we look at the financial projections. So we are selling it at 115 euros. And if you look at the figures, on a total investment of 1.8 million euros, we are giving a return of investment at 40%. I think okay, so if you can see at this chart, globally it's a 12 billion euros industry, and in Germany it's 4.8. It just shows, okay, thank you.
So thanks for the presentation. I'm going to ask a little bit of a mean question, so don't take it personal. So the one thing that I've seen most in 3.5 years of startup was people trying to do cooling devices, and none of them worked out. Why should yours be successful?
So what differentiates us from other cooling devices is mainly that we can cool a drink to drinking temperature in about 5 minutes. So it really doesn't take long to cool the drinks at all, which means you don't need to store all of your drinks in the cooler until they're cold. And also, since the dry ice is so cold, it can last several days if the installation is good. So for use cases like festivals, you don't need to refill it as often, and you don't need any external power.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I have to admit, some time has passed since I've been at the last festival, but there the drinks all were sold at booths in cups, and at least my drinks never had a chance to get warm. And just imagine being at Rock im Park, carrying this cube with me, so people might look at me. So where's your market at these festivals where they sell the drinks?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because we are not just targeting the main stage of the festivals, but as you know that there are multi-day festivals where you can camp, and over there people are carrying their cool, small fridges and generators. So we're tapping into that market where you have your own camping site and you take our product and you have a capacity of like 4 days where you can cool down your drinks in a couple of minutes.
Okay, thanks. And how do you control the temperature? You said you always get the right temperature of your drinks?
We have temperature sensors inside. So when it detects that the drink is at the optimum level, then it just pops it out like a toaster, but it's a froster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the drinks are not permanently inside? You put it in and
yeah.
comes out?
So when it's done, it just pops out. And
Okay.
it's triggered by the temperature sensors.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Further questions?
I'd have one on the storage of the dry ice. How do you store it before you put it into the cooler? How do you transport it, like before you put it in? Or do you put it into the cooler and then go take the cooler and it lasts for days? How have you thought about that?
So from the consumer perspective or the company's perspective?
No, first from the consumer. If you look at the consumer, and I've fallen in love with your device. How easy is it to actually carry, the
Okay,
dry
so
ice?
if you allow me. So for the consumer's perspective, it's easy, as we told you, that we are giving you the instruction manual and the gloves, so you can use it, you can buy it online and just fill it up. But if you don't want to do it, you can come at our booth at the festivals and we'll fill out for you. The drawer mechanism, it's also a temperature sensor. So like it will not open up until the dry ice is finished inside. So that's why it's safe to use.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Funzo, for bringing the fun to the outdoors and right now the indoors. They might bribe you at the product fair, so just so that you know already, with cool drinks. And without further ado, yeah, Team Ariel.
Your vote words are priceless. Imagine losing your voice. This is what happens to 4 million people in the world each year.
Depending on the type of neurodegenerative disease, you have up to a 90% chance of losing your ability to speak and mobilize, like move. Parkinson, MS, and ALS are 3 of the biggest groups. So when you lose your voice, traditionally use a speech robot, but our user interviews showed that those devices are very heavy and bulky. They are not very well equipped to go through different stages of the disease, and they only use a very neutral robotic voice. So this is why we created Ariel. She's a very light speech computer that can be mounted not just on your lap and on a desk, but also with its versatile mounting system on a wheelchair itself. And to make sure that Ariel can accompany you through different stages of the disease, we just have also a traditional keyboard in the beginning. We have a guiding layer and even a big button keyboard that has touch sensors included. So you don't need to push the buttons, but only need to touch them. In the last stage, you would traditionally use an eye tracking software. We are planning on actually getting a license for eye tracking later in like 5 or 6 years during our company, when our company evolves. Our most unique selling point actually is its personalized speech software. So Ariel is going to use your own voice. And by push of a button, you can decide what kind of tone you want your emotions to be carried by that voice.
Meet us at the fair at booth 2.
This is actually computer generated. This is Marcel, our IT guy. That is his voice, and that's what he's saying. And let's look at our customer journey. So traditionally, we would be recommended by medical staff, and the patients would then come to us, and we would customize Ariel for them. We currently calculate with a price of 2,400 euros for Ariel without eye tracking software. We actually want to become a CE certified medical class 1 product to make sure that we are going to be covered by insurances, similar to other speech computers. So there are not going to be any additional costs for the users themselves. Yes. And this is us, Ariel. And just like a little mermaid, we want to give loved ones their voice back. And if you want to know more about us and our device, come meet us at booth 2 at the fair.
So thank you for the presentation. I didn't quite understand why you need a hardware and a software. So why don't you focus on the software?
There are multiple reasons. So the software, of course, has the advantage that it is your personal voice. But they are already, like the speech computers that already exist, they always only focus on the hardware. They're too heavy. And the input functions, there's only one, especially like a touch screen. These are not really fitting for Parkinson patients because the touchscreen is too sensitive. It can't distinguish between a real touch and an accidental touch. And we want to provide customers with different input systems through the progression of their disease. Because the longer you have neurodegenerative diseases, the less input possibilities you have. But in the beginning, you want to use the traditional keyboard. And then later, when you have shaking or tremor, you need some guidance and maybe even bigger buttons. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I remember that Mr. Hawkins, I think one of the great physicists of the century, had Parkinson, I think, and then
ALS. Sorry, ALS. Yeah.
ALS, and one of the devices, and I remember that something was attached also, I think, to his throat or thorax, and he had the computer. So how would you, in your technology, I understand that you are using the computer for sound, so the voice would not generate the sound by the computer, right?
I'm going to pass this on to our medical expert.
So what happened at the very last stage with Stephen Hawking was that he became tetraplegic, so he was unable to move, and this device that he had at his throat was actually for breathing. He used an eye tracking system, so that is something that we would like to develop at the end stage of our product eventually. For now, we were focusing on inputs via a keyboard or a touch screen. Eye tracking is then basically without having any typing involved. So if you're paralyzed, you can just move your eyes, and that is how you type in your speech. And then the device speaks for you. It outputs your voice.
Okay, great. So it's a different input system that you can do with a camera. Okay, got it. Thanks.
So your product is designed for people that have to use a wheelchair, or also people that still can move?
Thank you for your question. So neurodegenerative diseases are very much characterized by either having speech loss or mobility loss. And in the end, they both converge and you will lose both. And in the beginning, we actually interviewed people who could walk but couldn't talk anymore. But in the end, all of neurodegenerative diseases, individuals end up having to use a wheelchair.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Team Ariel. We really hope that you consider to proceed with your project, because giving back people or patients the opportunity to express their emotions is really relevant. So hope to see you proceeding with your idea. And next up, if they are ready, is Team Elevies.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here you can see a picture, if you can see the picture, of me with my grandparents. My grandpa sadly passed away a few years ago, and ever since my grandma started to slowly lose her mobility because she wasn't active anymore, she wasn't moving around as well as she did before. Also, she was diagnosed with neuropathy, which is a nerve disorder, which also makes it hard for her to move around and be stable on her feet. This led to her having multiple falls over the last few years. Luckily, these were just minor healthy falls, so she didn't really injure herself, but she wasn't able to get up by herself. She was dependent on help. She was stubborn enough to not call the medical alert that she had on her bracelet, so she crawled out into the garden and asked her neighbors to actually help her up. My grandma isn't alone with this problem. There are 5 million people over the age of 65 that fall in Germany in each year. 52% of these falls happen at home. And if you alert emergency services, they can take up to 30 minutes to 1 hour to get to you because you had a minor healthy fall, so you're not actually an emergency. And they might take longer to get to you. So our solution for this problem is our Smart Relator 2.0, which reduces the risks of minor falls. And if you do fall, it helps you get up safely, easily, and independently. So how does it work? You have a bracelet where you can push a button and then the relator will move to you, and you can actually scooch onto it because the plate has an angle, so it makes it easy to access it. And then with the push of a button on your bracelet, you can actually move yourself up, and then you can also stop it if you need it. And there's also a button to move down again. And once you're at the elevated height that you want to be, you can use the relator to safely get up and stand up on your own.
Now, most importantly, how will we generate revenue and how will we reach those that actually need our help? After extensive research and talking to several medical experts, doctors, insurances, health insurances, and medical supply stores, which are Sanitätshäuser, what we found out is that the most efficient way of targeting those that need us is to sell our Smart Relator 2.0 to medical supply stores, and then they will lease it to the insurances, and with a care allowance, a so-called Versorgungspauschale, the patients will receive our Smart Relator. And this is the brilliant team that turned a normal relator into a smart relator, and we don't exactly. Join us at booth number 3.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I would like to know, you explained that you push a button and then this relator is coming to the person, or but how you can make sure that is it so small, or?
Thank you for your question. Of course, we've considered that. Right now, this is a prototype. So in the real model, we've actually designed a bracelet which will wirelessly connect to the rollata. The rollata will have a radar sensor that will allow you to autonomously navigate towards you as well. So, yes.
Yes, you have to make sure that you have enough space that the rollator is coming to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and most of the time, because we're using the radar sensors, it has the ability to identify movable objects and immovable objects, so it'll be able to navigate along the journey. Yes.
Thank you.
Maybe another technical question is, so normally a rollator has no motor. Yep. So how would you equip them with a motor?
So of course, as you can see, currently the motor is attached at the back, but of course, in the model that in that model, we could potentially try to attach it below the basket area, mostly because no old people would bend like this. So they can, but this area is mostly inaccessible. So that's where we intend on putting a small motor there, and that would help. move things up and down.
Yeah, up and down is clear, but also a drivetrain that gets the rollator to you, or that's the principle. Or
yes,
doesn't the rollator come to you when you fall?
Yes.
So you also need some drive train that moves the rollator.
Yeah, hopefully we'll try to like make sure that it could fit in that area. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
I'm just wondering, so assuming you can fit everything in, you push it. So my grandmother fell, she's 98 last year, and I wish she had one of those because she was laying for a long time. Given that you can fit everything in, have you calculated the bill of material roughly, how much one of those is?
I think we have, like when we were doing the cost estimates, I think it came up to around 350 euros, but it will definitely be like plus or minus 20% based off current economic
Which
situation.
drivetrain, yeah?
Yeah, based off the drivetrain.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Elvis. Oh, can I hear? Okay. Thank you, Elvis. Just like that, I'm off the ground. Now we have beautiful.
Hi guys, the team is still doing the setup. We're here almost for an hour, so let's cheer ourselves a bit up and to say, things that make. See, I'm also kind of a bit sleepy, so think, make. That's better, all right. Guys, are we ready?
Yes!
Okay, then let's start. Hi, dear audience, we're beautiful. The company, we're beauty in mid-stack. So first of all, we have a question to the stunning looking women's audience today. Dear women, have you ever experienced a problem finding the right foundation for you? Yes. See, this is Chila, our makeup artist, and she also has the same problem. Well, there are a lot of colors she should have.
I have so many colors, but actually the half of them I use so rarely.
Furthermore, it takes a lot of time to mix them and it's really messy. And last but not least, it's really hard to match the perfect color of the skin.
Which color should I choose? Brazilian nut or dirty honey?
Luckily, we have the solution, which is called the foundation station. And here how it works. So first of all, just skin the color tone. The information is then sent directly to our machine, the foundation station. Please open it up. So here you can see how it operates. We just need 4 foundations, and using these 4 basic colors, we produce personalized color right for the customer within 25 seconds. So whenever it's ready, just take it out, apply it, and be stunning.
Oh, such a perfect match! I never had it before, not even on Tinder!
So what about the money? First of all, we want to get the makeup artists. There are 3,500 of them, and we believe that we can get 10 of them as our customers, as during the service, 80% were really interested in the product. We plan to sell it for 3,000 euros, which will make our revenue in the first year of around 1 million. But this is not the limit. We plan to also focus on cosmetic producers as well as resellers. And if you're still wondering whether the market exists or how it is going, actually it is annually increasing by 25%, and just in 10 years it will be 10 times bigger. So if you want to make some money, rather invest in us and not in S&P 500. We will further develop our product line, also developing the lipstick station as well as the nail polish station, and also add sun green screen moisturizer and the anti-aging to mix it with the foundation. Thank you very much for the attention. See us at the fair. Get your first ever personalized foundation under a minute. And we're really happy to answer all your questions. Please welcome the tech team. Are you choosing who is the first one to buy the product?
Really good presentation, guys. Really funny to watch. Just one question. So you're going to sell to whom exactly, and what of the 3,000 euro is going to be yours?
So we plan to sell it at the beginning to the makeup artists because we had to know many of them during the service and they were really interested. And the second question was why 3,000 or?
No, I didn't exactly understand your business model, but...
Okay. I mean, this is the entry. The beach market is the makeup artists, and we
Are they going to spend $3,000 on this, or euros on this?
Yes, sure, because with our device, they will actually get this money back within a year, and we hope that our device will last longer. So at the end, they will be even much better off.
But isn't it the art of a makeup artist to choose the right foundation?
Well, they know because they have so many problems doing the perfect color for the customer. And also with our device, they have like 20 colors right now, and they use at max 10 of them. So 50% is just standing there because they might somehow need it. So this is just inventory that is not used. And also because of a need for that many colors, they buy them in small volumes. So they will actually be able to save 50% of the cost by buying them in big volumes, because our device only needs 4 in big volume, and it will be able to create any personalized one. So this, and obviously for the extra service and for the novelty, they can charge more from the customer. So this will also like be the luxury add-on, you know. So. Yeah, 3,000 is. I would ask them for 10, but we should be reasonable.
Okay, another question. Behind the scanner, which technology is behind the scanner? Because if I go to the perfumery and they have all these products there, but which technology you use?
I would love to pass to the tech team to answer this question.
So, okay, our approach, there's different approaches. For example, first we use the scanner, like a chip, a pre-made one, and try to calibrate it. But the calibration is very difficult, very scientific, because there's different color spaces. And now we do have a scanner. And what we implemented newly, and which is really complicated, is an algorithm that maps the color that you scan onto the different ratios of the foundation. So that's what's new.
Okay.
I've never applied foundation, but I'll come to the booth later. Where do I find you guys?
Team 9, it's on the right side.
Team 9, so give it up for Team 9. That was amazing, huh?
Thank you very much, Beautechful. Ian is very much in love with his name. And I hope that you get to revolutionize the beauty tech industry. And next up is the team Savionic. Are they already? They are just building up the stage. Okay, then I give the stage to you now.
Thank you very much.
I think you get the, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you Savionic, Living the Intelligence. This is Marcus. Marcus works really hard. He has a really nice job. He has a lovely family. And he has a house with a garden. Now, he's usually stressed from the work, so getting back from work, he's thinking to himself, oh no, not the garden again. And looking at his 200 square meter garden, he's thinking to himself, oh no, this looks like this. Big garden. So basically, oh shit, yep. Sorry. Basically, watering the plants is not an option. He doesn't know which plant has like the most need of water. Also, he doesn't have the time to water everything. And moreover, because of the hot summer, he also, his water consumption skyrocketed. That's why we present to you Savionic, the gardening robot. You can just...
Savionic is the solution for all your gardening problems, where it can automatically map your garden and water it in the most efficient way, so saving you time and water. So the first step for Savionic is it actually gets data from the weather app to find the optimal time and day for watering during the week. Next on, it automatically maps your garden, but you can adjust the watering areas through the app and just choose which areas you want to water and which you want to leave out. Next on, it has recognition for plants. So after recognizing specific plants, it can change the sprinkling angle, and it changes the sprinkling angle, and it gives every single plant the exact amount of water needed.
We are jumping on a market of smart gardening robots. We have an intelligent B2C solution, and we have calculated our market to be around $5.7 billion and an annual market growth at around 7%. Most of our, most of the other companies, they basically do stationary systems, which means that we have a really nice opportunity to have a nice entrance to the market. Here you can see our business model. We have a multi-channel retail model, which means that you buy a robot. You have a freemium model, which means you can add on different features to the robot. We provide spare parts for your robot, and we provide also the data from your garden to other service providers. This is our team. We have different backgrounds, mechanical, electrical, and management backgrounds. And if you want to talk to us afterwards at the demo, please do so. We would we're looking for partners and customers. Thank you very much.
Maybe you can visit them at the booth and to see the working.
Yeah, that was the problem actually.
Questions?
Better late than never, right?
It's watering.
I recognize the plant, so it works, but yeah.
So I have a question from the business side, because I think, for example, there are huge, parks in all of the major cities where the cities have to water them. And water has become a very expensive resource. So it's crucial that water is not wasted. So have you looked at that kind of B2G market where you look at the cities and the water consumption of cities in green areas?
We have looked into this, into the B2G model. Basically, that's a different use case. I will give you an example. Cemeteries, there is already a robot that sprinkles cemeteries and graves. It uses another mechanism. It uses a water tank with 250 liters of water. So it's basically a different use case, but further in the future, we may actually try to also do some B2G as well.
Okay. Thanks.
Also, I might add, as we are using a hose system, it could be difficult for now to sprinkle such areas, such huge areas as the English Garden or even golf places. So for right now, we are focusing on residential lawn. Yeah.
Thank you. And how large is the consumer market again? Can you remind me? Because I see all these lawn mowers, on gardens these days, but how many people actually have gardens and need to water them?
So we have looked at the market. It's a bit difficult to define the market's value of robot sprinklers, but we have looked at the robot mowers and have calculated it down to robot sprinklers or smart sprinkling systems, and we have come up with that it's the robot mowing market is 3.5 bigger. So we're addressing a market of 34.5 million a year in 2027. They are basically I think it was 30 million gardens in Germany we could potentially address.
Cool, thanks.
I'm also going to ask you the main question, because it's just a question that you're going to be asked in every startup competition. So what makes your solution better than all the solutions that are out there already?
Basically, we also talked to Gardena and other tech companies, and they already tried to think of a solution for this problem. Our main selling point is the hose, because either you have to transport a lot of water or you have to drag a hose around. And we actually have a solution. It's not completely ready, but we have a solution for a model that optimizes this problem, how the hose behaves, so you can more efficiently sprinkle water.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing job to Savionic. We have about 15 videos from all of the different coaches of this robot actually working. So please check it out at their booth, and make sure to not get sprinkled on. But I would really appreciate a big round of applause for all the teams that have presented today. And this is the point. I would actually kindly ask the teams who are still sitting here to go into the product fair and start preparing it. You've done an amazing job, and now we can just kind of get ready in that space. And in the meantime, I would like to talk about what's going to happen afterwards with the product fair. So why is there the Think.Make.Start on the board? It's because at the end, we will actually have 3 prizes. The first prize is the Think Award. So please raise your hand if you received your $3 as an entrance. Okay, that's a lot. So with those $3, you can actually vote for the best idea that you can see at the product fair. So they have dollar boxes, and you can just throw them in to the idea that you like the most. And what are the prizes? Then there's going to be the Make and the Start prize. The Make prize will be awarded by the jury, and this will award the best prototype. And then the Start prize, the experts will get together and discuss where they see the most business potential. So stay tuned for that. We're going to see each other at 4:30, but beforehand, we have thrown a lot of information at you. There were 9 teams with 9 drastically different products. So now, to kind of remind you of what they did, we have the product videos that the team produced themselves to kind of give you a reminder, maybe a product trailer. This is what I would define it, to remind you what really went on in the last hour. And with that, we have, in the same pitch order, the first team. Yeah, Team Orbit. They usually say it.
Life easier with innovative robotic solutions. Summers in the park can be so nice, but getting cool drinks is time-consuming and inconvenient. Meet Ludwig I, your friendly park companion. Ludwig is supplying you with cool drinks, convenient and fast. Get your favorite drink when you see Ludwig driving by or order via the Urbix app. Take as many as you want. Automatic payment takes care of the rest. Some of you already had the chance to meet Ludwig.
After a rough round of spike ball, what I want is a beer. Thankfully, there's Ludwig. So intuitive, and it brings you beer.
It's so fuzzy.
Ludwig is looking forward to meeting you in the park.
Thanks, Ludwig.
Cheers.
Cheers to a smarter way to enjoy the park.
Each year, Germany records 50,000 ladder-related accidents among craftsmen, with the dark figure being a lot higher.
Ladders are not safe for multiple reasons. The majority of accidents boil down to 3 distinct cases. The ladder is set up at an unsafe angle and falls over. The ladder lacks grip on slippery surfaces and slips. The user leans too far over the side of the ladder and falls off. GripMate solves these problems. It features smart angle detection, guiding the user to a safe setup angle, redesigned feet that ensure perfect grip, no matter how slippery the surface, a smart weight balance detection that warns the user before leaning too far out, and an additional accident alarm that gives off a warning sound and an optional emergency call when the ladder falls over the user on it, as you might need immediate help.
I got the GripMate 3 months ago and I can't imagine life without it. It helps me and my employees to stay safe. Thank you, Craftons.
Meet Camila, a rheumatoid arthritis patient who wakes up every day with a world of uncertainty. But Camila knows something is missing. Introducing Think.Make, your ally in managing rheumatoid arthritis. Think.Make is an open device with 2 main gadgets. The first one is tracking the joint's inflammation by comparing its temperature. The second one is measuring the body's temperature so that we can get the difference and know if an inflammatory process is occurring at the moment. This is combined with an app which does not only display your inflammatory trends data, but also allows the user to log in different information such as stress level, physical activity, health habits, and also symptoms. Receive timely alerts of inflammatory trends, reducing the need for aggressive medication. Reclaim your life with Think.Make. This is empowerment. Think.Make, putting control back in your hands. Meet Camila, a
Imagine yourself soaking up the warm sun at your favorite park, surrounded by friends having a good time. The only problem? Those lukewarm beers can put a damper on the moment. But don't fret, because Funzo has the perfect solution to take your outdoor gatherings to the next level. Allow us to introduce Dice, the ultimate cooler that can transform your beverages from lukewarm to ice cold in a matter of minutes, and keep them refreshingly cold for up to 3 entire days. How does it work? We leverage the power of dry ice, the solid form of CO2, which has a temperature of -78 degrees. Say goodbye to the hassle of warm drinks and welcome the magic of Dice into your life. Elevate your moments with a touch of coolness, available now for your enjoyment. Cheers to refreshing memories.
Communication is key in our society. Every day we use our voice to express our thoughts and feelings, but not everyone is able to. Yearly, a total of 4.1 million people is diagnosed with ALS, Parkinson's, or MS worldwide. These neurodegenerative diseases cause individuals to lose their fine motor skills. 3.3 million of these individuals lose their ability to speak. They rely on communicator devices to speak for them. But what happens if they can no longer type on a keyboard? Our product has been designed to fit the individual's needs throughout the progression of their disease. The keyboard can be swapped to a guided keyboard, to big buttons, or to a touchscreen. The device converts text to personalized speech, allowing our loved ones to talk with their own voice. The device can be flexibly mounted to a wheelchair or a hospital bed with a diverse range of adapters. We are Ariel. We give our loved ones their voice back.
There are 4 buttons. The first one is to rotate the motor in one particular direction, you can see. And this button, the third button, will actually stop the motor. The second button will actually rotate the motor in the opposite direction. And again, this can be used to stop the motor. And the fourth button is actually used to call the robot.
People are different. Their skin tones are unique. While getting makeup, everyone wants a foundation that matches their skin tone perfectly. But is it possible to find the one? Our research shows that nearly 90% of makeup artists struggle with finding a perfect foundation match for their clients. They have only a limited choice of foundation shades on hand. They waste time and money on buying more and more, but even then the selecting of the right shade can be problematic and unsustainable. The innovative Beautecful technology has a fast, cost-effective, accurate, and sustainable solution. Firstly, you scan your skin tone. The sensor sends information directly to a mixing device. It calculates the proportion of each base foundation needed to achieve the target color. The device squeezes out a precise amount of each foundation to the cup, where the motor blends it to get smooth color. Afterwards, the customer takes a freshly produced foundation, and the device cleans itself. From limited sources to unlimited choices. Beautecful. Inspired by you.
Wow. Sometimes I just find it so astonishing what's possible in just 10 days. They create all these working prototypes and they even produce these amazing videos. So that was just mind-blowing. But now that you get a chance to also test the prototypes, we would like to invite you to join the prototype fair, which is in the other room. Remember your dollars, so vote for the team or for the idea that you like the best. And we see each other back here at 4:30. We're looking forward.
We'll cut off the voting at some point for the dollars, so make sure to hit all of the teams and then make your decision. All right, let's go.
For the Think Prize.
Think, make,
start.
More?
Think, make,
start.
That's better. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for participating in the prototype fair. I hope you had every one of you had a lot of fun. Who wants to slow down? Yeah, yeah. We had also an amazing time guiding the jury around, and I want a big round of applause for everyone who participated today. Thank you so much. And also thank you to the jury for making the hard decisions. And as a reminder, so here are the prizes again. Think, the audience award. Make, the best prototype. And start with the most business potential in terms of reaching to the market and starting a business. And with that in mind, I would like to invite Professor Maya on stage for the Think Prize as we start our award ceremony now.
Yeah, first, let me say to you, I was really impressed by all the teams, and what you have achieved in this 10 days is amazing. So congratulations to all of you. In terms of the public vote, so the team with the best idea and the team that was able to raise the most dollars as an investment, we are happy to announce Inflammate. So congratulations.
Lisa?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now we would like to invite Alice Steinhausen and Florian Küster on stage for the Make Prize.
Hi. Florian, doesn't work? Yes. Florian, tomorrow starts Oktoberfest, and I'm so excited because I don't feel well and I don't look good. And could you help me, please?
I think Alice looks beautiful. Maybe even more beautiful with a little foundation. So the Make Prize goes to Beautechful.
And now we have Eleanor Eisert for the Start Prize.
So, last but not least, I'm an industrial designer by training, and the golden rule of industrial design is don't put your hands on a product that has been successful for decades. So when I saw this team, I was a little bit scared what they're doing. But another golden rule of industrial design is you always have to test the product before you judge. And when I tested their product, I was convinced. So congrats to Kraftsense for their genius idea.
Ready? Little TMS tradition. What? Oh.
Don't slip.
Whoops. All right.
So, congratulations to the winning teams. Nevertheless, all of the 9 teams have done an amazing job. So, I would like you to give another round of applause for all 9 teams now. And none of this would have been possible with a very strong team in the back that is organizing this amazing batch. And I would like to thank the coaches, but also the teaching assistant for putting in a lot of effort and staying long hours throughout these 10 days.
Oh yeah, no, because I was also just like to add something because we stress time boxing a lot, right? But we actually were late for the award ceremony because it was so close in the back. We really had a lengthy discussion on who should win. So that's just how close it was. So we really wanted to also let you know that as well. And in addition to that, we would like to thank you for the people who have made the batch possible. Professor Thomas Hoffman, President of TUM, Professor Markus Zimmermann, Laboratory of Product Development, Lightweight Design, Professor Holger Patzel with the TUM Entrepreneurship Research Institute, who not only supplied resources but also the space itself. For Professor Peter Meyer, Chair of Materials Engineering of Additive Manufacturing, for supplying resources, helping with the Venture Lab, and supplying me. And Professor Thomas Neumann, and Professor Jana Gicheva for Chair of Database Systems, Professor Katja Toring from the Chair for Integrated Product Design, and Professor Julek Kama, Senior Vice President of Research and Innovation at TUM, as well as TUM Venture Labs and the TUM Incubator for providing amazing support, and also coffee machine, and that was really important, as well as Unternehmertum, Makerspace, Zeiler Forschungsstiftung, and all of the other people at TUM for helping make this possible. Thank you very much.
So if there's someone in the audience out there who got inspired today and has not participated already in Think.Make.Start, then your chance is next March for batch 18, and the application opens at January 1st.
And to add on to that, a little bit of a shameless plug from my side. For all the participants, if this was interesting to you and you had fun during this experience and you actually want to see it from the other side, we also are always looking for teaching assistants for the amazing format. So I would just also like to add that. And with that being said,
it's time for the group picture.
Yeah, it's time for the group picture. Thank you so much.